Okay. I would say in the vocabs, I would say thank you so much for the privilege given once again and the good question asked. The meaning of GDLA is Gadangbe Lands Administration, and the short form or the short word is GDLA. And like you asked me, we've been in the system for, let's say, roughly 5 to 6 years now. And like you said, God been so good. We are doing as expected by our tradition and as expected in the leadership. Like I earlier said, we have Article 2020 Section 14, and I think 2020 Section 14 and 18 down to 36, which speaks about how as an institution like GDLA, we need to make sure cases that must not go to court or police station, we solve it peacefully so that there will be peace in the system, and it will also speak about leadership. And I think currently, like you said, we've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've done a lot. Making sure going to the court by using the legal means to write it to the court. And like I said, because the law permits, they give us the mandate and ultimately to withdraw the cases to our arbitration and we solve it peacefully. So far so good. It's going on, and the most priority parties, those of our diasporas living abroad, because of this good initiatives, they used to call on us. Even though when they are there, we make sure we do as expected. And when it gets to a time for them to come, as the law say, they will come. Then wherever there's a problem, there's a dispute, then we try to make sure we solve it so that it will be peace part. And most of the times too, like you said, it's not everything that you have to take it to the court, and so that it will be going to be like problematic or a police station. But since we have the mandate and the capacity to do as guns or archives, we make sure we call on them, we sit them down, we judge up with them. Even it's not only about land issue, but even when there's a dispute in the family where they are sharing properties and one trying to take it in another phase of being the elderly or blah blah blah, we make sure we call them down by law and tradition and speak to them nicely. At the end of the day, both parties understand each other, and then you do the handshaking, everything will be on paper, then we're good to go. So far, we've done a lot. And I think, like I said earlier, so far the lawyers, I would say the counsels we meet so far are even applauding us for the good work we are doing. And they say it even cuts short their work. Because most of the times, for us to speak the truth, most of them, they don't know. Even when you go to police station, for instance, most of the things the CIDs will do, they will do by law. But we have something called root of possession. For them to identify all those things is the ownership, which is the Gadangbe Lands Administration. He will be coming and say, oh, okay, they are my children, or this is what you do from A to B, which you don't know. So you have done your part as a security officer or CID, you'll be ready to take it from your end. And as a father, or a good father like GDLA, you sit down with our family, or I would say when they come to our children. So you sit down with them, then I think the whole peace part with them, then everything is fine. So far we've done a lot. So far as greater guys were concerned.
Just like the stuff land somewhere in this happening. And I want to ask, how is your question of such issues?
In the vocals tone, they will say it's a vital question that you raise. So to express it down to the roots. Currently, it will be issue concerning this langasm, and somebody will say in short, langard issue. And so far as security is well concerned, we don't have what we call langard. But in a creativity form, if I'm speaking as it is, I would say it's around the terrain of our traditional body. Because we have a group called, on a normal Accra word, we call them tabuloi. But recently they call them Asafo, as you know, Asafo. Those things, there is a history. But we get there. But the question you're asking me, they are the front line to make sure they protect our boundaries, they protect our chiefs, they protect our property, like you said, the land, etc. And like you said, those are times, to me, as operations where I'm sitting, what they are supposed to do as this as as you earlier classified, that's not what they are doing. And they are not doing it on their own. Some will try to prevent it, like you said. But in the other hand, some of their traditional body, because of things that they do unlawfully and wrong, as I would say, by law as it is, they know me being a gun, he also being a gun, will not allow him to do something to damage um, the region or the society where he finds himself or herself. So because the guns will not allow him to do things unlawfully and wrongly, and they will go and bring some strangers outside or those living with him, but they are not Akrais. I would say they are not guns. Yeah. They will bring them from far to rather come and control what the duty of the Asafo Achemi. And in this case, like you said, because Asafo Achemi, so they know, some of them know the reason why they are being put on the line as Asafo Achemi. They will not allow these people. And then at the end of the day, it will tend to this litigation dispute issue where somebody will be shot and somebody will be killed and those kind of stuff. And like you said, that's the motive why GDLA came in, being the father of the land, trying to call all these stakeholders on board and let them know the core and the motive why they are being to be a king or a chief. And but because some of them to decide to do what pleases them, then they have to put it on the line. So it makes the whole tradition look like exactly. And secondly, to like people will be disregarding and disrespectful the tribe, all because of the way, like I said earlier on, whereby we have a king in maybe this or here or chief. In another moment, you rise up the next morning, there will be another chief, all in the name of having their own consent or intent to be by force chief or blah 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 blah. And all these things come with the team. But traditionally, so far as traditions were concerned, it's not supposed to be in that way. When you are a chief, it will maybe one as a fache, one as a fani, then money down to how it's supposed to be. But here, like you said, we have these challenges. So this chief feels, or this person feels, you also have to be the chief. And at the end of the day, they will go after that same plot you're talking about. And that's where the disputes and the challenges comes in. And which, like you said, we try to do as expected. And yesterday, for instance, I was around Okoshibade areas, trying to make sure there will be peace part in that area myself. Because as operation, normally I have to go to the scene and make sure there will be peace, but trying to engage with the traditional body. And they were even happy the way things are going. So we asked them to do as expected. And I think, like you said, God be so good. You are getting there. You know, when things get messed up and are trying to fix, because of people perception and the agenda behind, you find difficult some way. But trust me, if you go closer to the good book, you get to a time when Jesus Christ was trying to do what he's supposed to do. People were attacking. And to the time they realized that this man came for us. So you are there, definitely. And like I said, thankfully enough, most of our traditional body and the elderlies and other people, and these chiefs you mentioned and other Asafache and the rest, they are trying to comply with what we ask them to do. And in the line of payment terms, because they are assigned as a security officer to do what they are supposed to do. So this is trying to fix all these challenges where they have to be paid, because some have wives, some have husbands, some have family, and because all these things is not being fixed in a box. That's the reason why some try to do what pleases them, then it will end up creating this dispute. So I will use this opportunity to plead, because per information I have on my docket as operations with my team, we find out or realize that most of these brothers, we are the same as them, they are the same as us from the north side. And most of them too are Muslim. So I'm using this platform to urge them and advise them my grandfather would say, if you don't want them to talk out, like you do something, you don't want them to talk about it, but you always do the right thing. And since they are also coming from a different tribe, their leaders and their followers, they expect them to do good. When you come to somebody's land, do what you gain from. But to take a land like be a land guard, fighting over what is not yours in the name of killing and using rituals and stuff, I don't think it will help. So they are always welcome to our land called Greater Accra. We don't have issue with them because we can also travel and start to our hand. And I don't think a Ghana will go to North and Wa, etc. to go and do what their people are doing here. Which even currently, like me and you, if you can even testify or witness to it, we have issues, dispute going on in Boku, which they are solving. And we are ruling as operation. I'm also hoping and praying that there will be peace path soon. Yeah, as a leader, I have to pray for that so that the peace path and the leadership will go on there. But for them to barge into different tribe and be seen themselves to be wicked people doing bad things to sell people's land to the extent that they will even come to your land and even then be the strangers rather. When somebody have acquired land and it didn't give it to him or her, then they will go there attacking the person, asking the person to leave the land with no permit, as if you don't have people doing that duty.
That brings me back to the question that I want to ask. In case someone buys land, the person has been this land guard issue, selling the piece of the land. Can the person come to your administration to help him or her resolve that issue?
I would say it's very simple. Like I said earlier on, we'll be facing most of the challenges. We'll be facing most of the challenges. And because we cannot do like let me put it this way, like you cannot do as one institution alone. That's the reason why we normally, respectfully, traditionally, we expect the chiefs, the traditional body to do as expected to. So wherever there's, since we are the defense, we know the root of possessions and how it's supposed to be. When it comes to us, like we said, normally a lot will come to us. Even this morning, I'm even having the same issue that I'm solving for people. Like I said, most of the times it's a petty issues, but because of the perception behind, some that they are not supposed to go to court and police station because of the leadership wickedness, then they will go there. When it comes to GDLA, we find out where the root of possession is. Let's say example like Soto or Omanjo or Okushibiadi or Kotinkwan, where we know there's a dispute there, or Adema. Adema, the current word is Dadema. That's the right word, Dadema. Those areas and other sectors and Soto, when we come to us, we know the root of possession. We just call the person, oh, this is what we have in our the relation or in our office. Currently, we are trying to hold peace path. But since you are the chief there, we expect you to do the needful. Then I think for us not to look like you are doing it alone, we be the defense. We do, like we said, the right thing by educating the person, making sure there will be peace path. Then finally, the team will come along with the person. You see the chief there, whoever is in charge, then we spoke peacefully to the person. Whatever they have to be, a renew or whatever, or another one, we talk about it. But we don't support where you know this thing has been sold already. Then strategically, you give it to another person. And that one too is another challenge. When it happens in our law, it's criminal. So one thing you do with the experience you have, where there's a criminal, that one, you make sure the law deals with it. For that one, for a fact. And where, like I said, there's a peace path to sit down with the traditional body to, we go closer to them or we call them, then whatever they have to do, then we do. And then I think we take it from there. So most of the time, though we have challenges, like I said, but earlier on, it's human being are dealing with. People will be complying with the law. Some to do what pleases them. At the end of the day, when the problem comes, then they're trying to find GDLA solution. So me, like I said, being the father to then when they come, though you talk to them, they didn't listen. It's like prodigal son. You talk to him and it's like, I'm doing what pleases me. But when you go and something happens, he will come. And as a father like GDLA, like I said, you sit down with them and then we will see where there's issue, the document stuff, all those in the quantum of the problem. Then we fix it and we talk to the traditional body, then we are good to go. So gradually, like I said, they are trying to get our message out there and trying to collaborate with us. Because like I said, if I go deep down, majority of them, they don't know that they don't have the root of possession and they don't know how the whole stuff is. But when DJLA comes in, we try to make sure. Some even come here and say they are going to report the chiefs to be apprehended and that stuff. But because, like I said, we be the father of the land, we try to talk them in a nice way. Then we advise, then we talk to the chief at the other hand. And because of the challenges too, like I said, we have 2, 3 chiefs and all that. So we know how and ways to talk to them so that there will be peace. Then we are all good to go.
Yes, there's this question. Have you seen, you know, person friendship? Do you have any feedback?
Currently, if I'm speaking emphatically, here in Ghana or Africa, will say, but the experience I have, which I have to explain it for viewers to listen. I know people to know what I'm coming to say is true. When they are trying to associate in that kind of arena, then they will take it in a different form. And because of this, it's not like maybe I'm trying to reveal something, but so far as security is well concerned, what our security body is supposed to do, they are not doing it. And at the end of the day, the whole stuff look like they are looking one-sided, which as a security body, you have to make sure you be at the middle to bring peace back. And so going forward, as an institution, doing great work for the country and Greater Accra as a whole, we make arrangement to meet the president currently. Because, he's now trying to put things in measures and that kind of stuff. So we don't want to put pressure. But we're on the line doing that to pay our sincere homage and respect to him, welcome him as expected as GANS and DGLA with the Gadang Balance Administration. Then currently from there, like you said, it's a vital question. For this one too, it's our own. We have one, Mr. Quaye, and I think now we have Mr. Christian Titerounu. That's my boss. So definitely you also know, be the Gadangbe, you know the challenge you are facing, or you know a lot about the challenge you are going through. And I think where we have reached as archives, we are coming to feed him more, so that we all team up and we make sure we work as expected, and there will be peace part. Once again, we also wish him well for such opportunity given to him to serve the country, and to make sure the law speaks. We know him to do more, as everybody is witnessing now. So we wish him good luck for such a privilege given him and the high esteem office. Welcome.